Hey, how we doing? So we got the Tramper all set up. We're ready for our night of camping. And this isn't really part of the camping video. This is a review video of the imitation Solo stove that I made last 2 days. Totally, it's about three and a half hours. Not quite, yeah, about 3.5 hours of work on the Solo stove. So this is the same size as a Solo Ranger type stove, which was on sale for $189 over the holidays, and it's normally like $269, and they're completely sold out. It's a stainless steel stove. Backpackers, campers, van life people, people and trampers like myself, they absolutely love the stove. That way they can have a fire anywhere, and then, you know, it's basically a fire pit is what it is, and it's really nice. The way it works is there's some holes on the outside, draws air in kind of like a rocket stove, so it feeds the fire from underneath. There's two cans, basically, or two canisters. One canister is your center canister, and that's where your fire, your combustion chamber really is. And then there's the outside chamber, which actually has this convection type of action going. It's drawing air in from the bottom to feed the fire, one, and then it's also, when the fire burns down, or it's not, you're gonna see the fire here in a second. But if it's not overloaded, like I've got it overloaded right now, it'll actually capture the smoke and reburn the smoke. So let's take a peek at it. You can see the action. So we've got some pine and some hickory in there. And again, no accelerant, but in all fairness and full disclosure, I used a blowtorch to start it. Okay, and that's really because I didn't have any accelerant or any lighter fluid or anything. So you can see that it is, I'm 3.5 feet away from the stove right now. And yeah, it's hot. It's giving off some tremendous heat. What you won't notice is the bottom of that stove is actually pretty cool, because that's where it's drawing in all the cold air. It's not melting that snow, and that's part of that convection action that's going on between those two canisters. Now, I do have a lid over here that I don't know, it was like $7-8. It's a stainless steel lid. These are stainless steel pots. I got the pots from Walmart for $40. I drilled the holes that I needed to. The outside has a 7/8 inch hole, and they're spaced about every 2 1/4 to 2.5 inches apart. Now, something I learned when drilling through this tough ass stainless steel is if you use a regular hole saw, you're wasting your time. You're going to burn through that hole saw in no time at all, unless you've got one of those carbide tip hole saws. I used a step bit, a really good step built bit. I used a high carbon steel. I used a high carbon steel drill bit to start it. I did try a few of those holes with the hole saw that I had, and it just burned up the hole saw after 3 or 4 holes. So then I went to the step bit, and the step bit just made real easy work of it. So all the holes were drilled with a step bit. That's about it. You can see the fire is burning down. It is right now giving off some smoke, which once it drops down below that, those holes right there, let's see if we can zoom in on that. Those holes right there will catch the smoke and pull it back down, because again, there's this convection action going on, so it's going to pull the smoke down, and it'll actually reburn the smoke, so there shouldn't be any pollutants or anything going into the air. But I've just got this thing overloaded, and I did overload it last night, and I burned it pretty good, trying to get all the cutting oil and things like that off of it. So not quite done, just because again, I got to cut out that lid on the plasma torch. I'll take my plasma cutter and I'll cut out that center, and it'll make like a gasket that'll go between the two pans. So the first pan will go down, the lid will go on, the second pan will go inside the first through the lid, and that'll keep it centered. And it'll also help with the pulling in of the smoke and the reburning of the smoke and that convection action. So all in all, success. I'm really glad to have it. I mean, this is I like it for $40. I mean, there's no way I was going to spend $269 or $189 on something like this. But $40, made it myself, works great. Absolutely love it. I'm glad I did it. It was a fun little project. Looking forward to the next one.